You also want to make sure that before you apply that you know something about federal procurement. Because the 8A, once you get certified, the clock starts ticking. And the day you get certified is not the day that you start learning about federal procurement. Otherwise, you're going to waste an enormous amount of time in those 9 years, wasting that certification. Indeed, when you certify, or when you apply, you should simultaneously start marketing yourself with the federal government to start lining up some of the opportunities that you need to line up to be able to get those set-aside contracts, or at least to get known by the federal procurement folks that are going to be doing the contracting and who need to learn about your company and your niche and your specialty. So it's absolutely essential that you don't waste that very important opportunity. The application itself, warts and all, really will take 4 to 6 months easily. And that I'm including in that time frame the time of assembling the application. By the time you finish assembling the application, it's going to take you several weeks. And it's roughly going to be the size of a small phone book. It's a very paper-intensive process. By the time you fill out the application electronically, you have to have all the paper attachments ready to go, so that when you press the send button, you have to overnight the attachments to Philadelphia. And by the way, there are only 2 processing centers of 80 application in the nation today. The east of the Mississippi applicants roughly will go to a Philadelphia office of SBA, and those who are west of the Mississippi will end up in a San Francisco office of the SBA. And once they have the application, they will review it roughly over a 60-day period, and during that 60-day period you will get probably letters asking detailed questions on your application. You will be shocked by the level of scrutiny your application will get. Shocked. They will look at everything you submit, and normally they will ask for even more information. And it's usually a search to make sure that you hit all the eligibility buttons, because if you don't hit one eligibility button, you're going to be denied the application. So it's not getting the best 8 out of 10 of eligibility requirements. It doesn't work that way. You have to get 10 out of the 10. After Philadelphia reviews it, they'll do an internal write-up recommendation for final action and send the application here to Headquarters SBA. Headquarters SBA will roughly take 30 days before they send you their letter. And their letter will generate either what I call an A letter or a B letter. The A letter is, congratulations, you're certified as of today. Proceed to the next step. The B letter, which is quite common, is, now we can tell you how your application's deficient. Never mind that we could have told you over the last 60 days while it was sitting in Philadelphia to cure things. Now we want you to cure it. And you got 45 days to cure. And if you don't cure in 45 days, then wait another year before you can reapply. And usually it's stuff that can be cured normally. Certainly if you know beforehand that you don't have any fatal eligibility issues. And after the cure, you'll get, the file will be sent on to your local district office. So if you're in D.C., Northern Virginia, or Montgomery County, the D.C. district office of SBA will handle your portfolio over the following 9 years. And you'll get a staffer assigned to you to troubleshoot issues for you. And every year thereafter, on your anniversary certification date, you'll get paperwork to show that you're maintaining eligibility. So it is possible during the 9 years that you could get graduated early or terminated early because you've exceeded certain regulatory requirements in the regulations. For example, one of the items that I haven't spoken about, the individual owner has to be economically disadvantaged. Roughly speaking, economic disadvantage means that that individual makes under $200,000 a year, and that his or her personal net worth, when you add up his or her personal assets and subtract personal liabilities, is under $250,000. But they will carve out some important assets like your primary residence. That won't be counted against you, and it's usually going to be your largest personal asset in the picture. They also won't count against you the value that you hold in the company that's applying in terms of the stock that you hold in the company. And they also won't count your spouse's assets and income. But this is a very large subject. I'm going to be around after this session to answer any individual questions, but it's the crown jewel of the certification programs, and the one that any small business can derive great benefit from. So with that, I'll talk to you individually later.
Thank you, Michael.